Kris Tyson, now known as Ava Kris Tyson, has been an integral part of the MrBeast team, which has taken over YouTube by storm. For more than a decade, the MrBeast channel has become the largest growing YouTube channel in history of the platform. And Ava Kris Tyson has been part of the journey from the get-go. From participating in elaborate challenges to contributing to charitable acts and insane stunts, Kris's role in the channel's meteoric rise is not unknown to anyone today. However, despite the great relationship with MrBeast, also known as Jimmy Donaldson, and the whole channel, Kris has been going through a rough patch recently due to the horrifying allegations against him. Today we're delving into those very allegations and unearthing the truth behind it all. Did Ava Kris Tyson really have inappropriate relationships with minors? And are the rest of the allegations against her true? Let's find out. The initial hint of controversy emerged when Kris filed for divorce from his wife following a shift in his sexual orientation.
I'm bisexual, probably more so pansexual, but bisexual is easier to explain.
However, it was not until a couple of years later that changes in his outlook, his body, and his overall style became evident to everyone. All of this led to significant backlash against Kris because his fans and fans of the MrBeast channel found it weird to see how a person who seemed completely different had changed into someone that is unrecognizable. However, none of this mattered a lot until a YouTube channel by the name of SunnyV2 made a video about this whole gender change situation, targeting Kris and explaining the situation in great detail. This shed a huge spotlight on Kris and his family. The title of the video talked about how the Kris Tyson situation would become a nightmare for MrBeast and would impact the whole enterprise greatly. More importantly, the video was highly critical of Kris' decision to change his gender and become something he originally wasn't. In the same video, SunnyV2 also highlighted a 2023 video of MrBeast's channel and exposed how Kris's feminine traits had become increasingly evident since 2022 after he openly flexed about getting his nails done. It was obvious that Kris was not the manly character he was before because of his hair, his dressing, his incline toward putting on makeup and whatnot. This led to more and more scrutiny from the general public. But this was not the biggest issue at the time. What gathered more attention was the fact that in 2022, Kris had posted family photos of his child and wife on his Instagram. But that was the last time anyone saw his family pictures. SunnyV2 also highlighted this in his video, stating that Kris also removed his wedding ring, and that was all the proof anyone needed to understand that Kris Tyson had embraced the lifestyle of a woman and left his family once and for all. In early 2023, Kris Tyson publicly came out as a gender non-conforming. This revelation was a significant moment not only for Kris, but also for many fans who looked up to him. Kris took to social media platforms to share his journey with gender identity, discussing the struggles and challenges he faced along the way. He explained that he identified as a non-binary and preferred the pronouns he, they. Kris also shared personal stories about his experiences with gender dysphoria and his path towards self-acceptance. The response to this revelation was mixed. Many fans and members of the LGBTQ+ community expressed support, praising Kris for his courage and openness. However, there were also negative reactions, reflecting the societal challenges that many non-conforming individuals face. MrBeast and his team publicly supported Kris, with MrBeast himself making statements of solidarity and emphasizing the importance of acceptance and support for everyone's personal journey. This period highlighted the ongoing struggles for acceptance and understanding that many in the LGBTQ+ community experience. After this official announcement, Kris was criticized so much that he finally decided to leave social media for a while. Soon afterward, he made an appearance at the Kids' Choice Award wearing feminine clothing, and everybody absolutely lost their minds. People could not understand how a person who once exhibited so many manly traits could suddenly change into a completely different person. This was the first time that Kris decided to break the silence and explain that he had not only changed his gender verbally, but he had also been undergoing HRT treatment. HRT treatment is a medical procedure that is used to artificially introduce female hormones to one's body, which ultimately leads to physical changes. In simple words, it's a procedure to turn a man into a woman. Although the video of Sunny V2 talked about a lot of other things, where Kris was seen as dressing up like a woman, dishing out weird compliments to his team, and just acting as feminine as he could, the video was not well received by MrBeast at all. He immediately jumped on X, stating that Sunny's V2 video was transphobic and implied something that was not true at all. Yeah, this is getting absurd. Kris isn't my nightmare, he's my friend, and things are fine. All this transphobia is starting to piss me off. Similarly, others were also offended after watching Sunny V2's video. Kris has never been a stranger to controversy. In 2019, a plethora of old tweets popped up which contained offensive and insensitive remarks. Most of the tweets contained jokes and comments that were considered either extremely insensitive, misogynistic, transphobic, and inappropriate towards minors. This tweet, for example, made back in 2016, did not become controversial up until 2019 when the LGBTQ+ movement became strong political issues and people started to get highly offended by these remarks. When these tweets resurfaced, people targeted Kris for being transphobic and insensitive towards others who felt differently about their genders and bodies. He decided to delete all of his previous posts. Additionally, he also posted a long, heartfelt apology for his actions on X and stated, "Hey everyone, I wanted to talk about my past insensitive tweets. I wanted to address some things that have been brought to light from my past and apologize. I will not make any excuses because I am completely responsible for my actions and words. I want to start off by saying that the person I was when I was making these edgy jokes and tweets years ago is not the person I am today. During that time in my life, I had a lot of hate for myself that I let flow out through my humor and opinions. As I've matured, I've realized that the edgy jokes can do so much to hurt other people. Growing up in the South, I picked up on many views and opinions that I now strongly disagree with and have since re-educated myself on. I've been reading all of your responses, DMs, and videos. I want you to know that I have learned from this, and I am going to keep using my platform to try to help people and spread messages of acceptance and love. I will continue to reflect on this and try my best to make a positive impact on the world as much as I can." Obviously, the internet being the internet, this apology did not make things go back to normal quickly, and everyone kept on talking about the tweets for quite some times. The fans of Kris ultimately became fed up with the constant talk surrounding their favorite YouTuber and past actions. But this was just the start. Since his transition in 2022 and official announcement in 2023, issues started to arise for him. His past popped up once more and many allegations were made against him. And as everyone knows now, all of these allegations were of an extreme nature. In 2023, another insane controversy also came to light regarding Kris Tyson and his affiliation with Shadman. Shadman is an online content creator who is known for making highly inappropriate and disturbing underage cartoon characters, which are often of sexual nature. Many of these have been called out for being a form of animated child porn. Back in 2017, Kris made a highly inappropriate post on Twitter reposting the artwork of Shadman. This exact same photo was later found in one of MrBeast's videos directly hanging on Ava Kris Tyson's wall, where Jimmy seems to be glancing at it. Keep in mind that Shadman, who goes by the handle of @ChadBase, had always been the target of controversy because of his so-called artworks. Moreover, Shadman was not only drawing lollies, but crossed several moral and ethical lines by making sexual depictions of actual underage girls. Back in 2016, he drew a picture of Keemstar's daughter, and Shadman was called out for it by both Keemstars and the YouTuber Colosso.
Let me just be very clear. I was not calling you a pedophile. I was not calling you sexually attracted to children. What I did was say what you did by drawing this picture, putting it in context on your website with a bunch of other pictures of little naked girls, was f***ed, especially considering it's Keemstar's daughter. He doesn't deserve that. Why target his daughter like that?
Problem back then was that Keemstar was not a particularly well-liked figure, and the drama didn't really stick. So Shadman managed to continue creating this type of art. However, it shocked the world even further when he made a depiction of the back then 11 years old actress Daphne Keane. In 2017, in response to the situation, Daphne Keene's legal representatives intervened to caution Shadman against further depictions of the actress. Shadman then said in a tweet that he would not be drawing Daphne Keene's cartoon anymore, which he used to call X23 because the lawyers quote-unquote cucked him. It indeed seems Kris revered the art at a horrifying level, and at one point it became even disgusting. In 2017, Kris Tyson retweeted a now deleted artwork of Shadman and commented, "That looks good for a 4-year-old." While Kris Tyson was often found to showcase his appreciation to loli characters, which are fictional, young-looking characters that come from Japanese culture, these comments, put in context with the additional allegations, made it seem like he enjoyed these depictions, not for the innocence or cuteness they represented, but for far worse nefarious use. Additionally, Kris Tyson inadvertently confirmed his Reddit username, which made netizens dig up disturbing and even suggestive remarks he had done on that platform. Everyone quickly understood that Kris had far exceeded the limits of being edgy, and these comments were going into PDF file territory. What all of that meant for Kris was that he had openly shown his fondness of Shadman's picture of underage girls, and when the world got to know what he supported and loved the guy who made such horrible pictures of not only fictional characters, but also actual girls, everyone was filled with absolute disgust against him. But again, this was just the start of it all. As the internet continued to dig deeper into Kris's life, they found a lot of things that just did not sit right. Although these are enough to get him cancelled, just last month in July 2024, another shocking truth came to light, which changed the whole MrBeast channel and the YouTube culture forever. In July, allegations surfaced against Kris about engaging in inappropriate relationships with minors. These allegations stemmed from his conversation with them on various social media platforms, including Discord channels. The nature of these conversations involved suggestive topics that should have never been discussed with minors. The allegations came after a YouTuber, namely Prism42, made a video where he detailed Discord chats and other evidence of inappropriate conversations of Kris with minors, and exposed that Kris Tyson talked to a 13-year-old in the most disgusting ways. One of the minors was LavaGS, a now YouTube content creator who was just 16 years old at the time. According to the allegations, it was revealed that inappropriate messages, including not safe for work pieces, were shared in this very Discord server. Kris frequently engaged in conversations about similar topics around these minors, and one of the things that's important to note here is that Prism42 misguided LavaGS to talk to him and revealed this information under the guise of a job offer, and then turned around and used this information to create his YouTube video without Lava's consent. This could explain why LavaGS first denied the allegations and became infuriated with whomever made videos about the topic and spreading these allegations. Despite the initial intention of providing Lava with a job opportunity, the information collected by Pris42 through false promises became a secondary concern, as the internet became ablaze with the Ava Kris Tyson allegations, which dominated the internet's discourse for a while. Moreover, tweets of Lava and Kris from 2018 also resurfaced where Kris called Lava Dad, and Discord screenshots where Kris had sent Lava Snapchat with the caption "Coming for America." After the allegation surfaced, Lava jumped on X to defend Kris first and said that he was never a victim. This was quite shocking for everyone because the evidence suggested otherwise. But Lava took the stance of not being a victim at all, and he defended Kris, saying that all of the videos are massive lies and twisting the truth. Nathan W., another person who claims to be a victim of Kris, did not believe Lava at all and uploaded his own video, claiming that Lava is under an NDA and therefore he is not coming out with the truth about how he was taken advantage of by Ava Kris Tyson.
Kris Tyson from MrBeast used me, manipulated me, and did very inappropriate things with me while I was about 15 years old. I was actually friends with LavaGS at the time, who is the main victim of Kris that everyone has been talking about these last few days, who claims he isn't a victim, but we all know he is, and we all know he probably got paid off.
He also made some insane allegations that directly pointed to Kris as being involved in taking advantage of minors. Nathan also noted that Kris used to call him with sexual nicknames at the time, and since all of them were children under the age of 16 and 15, They took all of this as a joke. While Nathan was only talking about the Discord chats, the internet knew that this rabbit hole must run deeper than it seems. The internet continued to investigate the allegations against Ava, and surely enough, they found more people who shared their stories of being taken advantage of while they were minors. On Twitter, a user shared a screenshot of a Snapchat conversation between themselves and Ava Kris Tyson, in which Ava referred to the user as dad and including kissing emojis. This sparked a whole another controversy because this indicated that Ava not only talked to minors and brought up sexual topics within the private Discord channel, but also used another social media platform to talk to minors in inappropriate ways. After Nathan's video and the Discord chats that were leaked, more evidence also came to light when a Twitter user revealed that MrBeast was also involved in some questionable conversation with Ava Kris Tyson. And this was not all. More Discord leaks confirmed that the highly inappropriate conversation continued with MrBeast continuously commenting about the size of Kris Tyson. Obviously, netizens were shocked and unwilling to believe that Jamie was actually involved in some of these conversations. But Nathan W. confirmed in a tweet his identity. As things started to unfold, everything became damaging for all those involved, including the YouTubers and influencers who were minors at the time these conversations took place. As things started to unfold, Lava was exposed once again to the conversation he had with Ava Kris Tyson back then. Looking back, he hopped on X and wrote another post, this time saying that since all of this happened 5 or 6 years ago, he might not remember it perfectly, and he might have been hazy on the things that truly happened. In his tweet, Lava states, "Based on the recent screenshots and messages, I would like to say a statement about the Discord. This was 5 or 6 years ago and I thought I had a good memory of the situation, but I was wrong. After reading the chat logs, this stuff was inappropriate and wrong. I spoke based on my memory of the situation and I still do not remember these conversations, but they definitely happened. These conversations should not have happened with people at the age I was at the time. I strongly condemn them. I still believe I am not a grooming victim, but these conversations should not have happened with me and any other minor in this Discord. I was a minor in this situation and not the adult influencer who shouldn't have allowed this to happen. I did not see this wrong at the time." While all of this happened, Ava Kris Tyson once again took to X and apologized publicly, stating that she would like to apologize for any of her past behavior or comments that might have hurt or offended anyone. According to Tyson, it was never her intent, but as things seemed, it was best for her to step away from the MrBeast company. Furthermore, Kris also said that she had never groomed anyone and stated that Lava GS supported her in this. Obviously, these turned out to be false because others like Nathan came out with Discord chats to prove that Kris had talked about inappropriate things, shared artwork, porn, and other sexual images with minors at the time. Furthermore, on July 27, 2024, a woman by the name of Muskina also posted a detailed thread on her Twitter handle exposing chats between her and Ava Kris Tyson leading back to 2022, when Ava first contacted her on Twitter. Muskina stated clearly that she and Ava were both adults when they met, therefore ruling out the minor sexual assault allegations. However, she said that Ava used her mercilessly for her own sexual pleasures. As a big fan of Ava, Muskina continued to have a relationship with her, and the main reason for that was because she had guaranteed her a role in one of MrBeast's videos. It was not until months later that she finally realized that Ava had absolutely no say in who is cast in the videos, and that she had been led on and used for her own intimate pleasures. At this point, she decided to break off everything and return back home. She also made complaints against Ava to HR, which only ended up in Ava blocking her from all social media accounts. I had a huge problem with the way all of this played out, and I wanted some clarifications from Ava on what she and I were. This led to a lot of fights, which led to me moving out in the beginning of June because of how bad my mental health was with everything going on between us. When I reached out to Ava after moving out to discuss my schedule for the rest of the month, she informed me that she was already working on replacing me. I felt forced out of my position and made it clear to her that I wasn't comfortable with the way things went down, but she didn't answer any of my concerns. I kept in contact with her and remained friendly while I navigated my departure from the company. She told me that she was keeping the company updated and that someone would talk to me about my severance and leaving the company in June. When this didn't happen, I asked Ava for another update on my employment. I was eventually given the correct contact information for HR. Before I talked to HR, Ava found out that I had talked about her sexually assaulting me and that I was planning on reporting her. Her reply was to send one message and then block me on everything. I learned that Ava told them that I had decided to resign of my own free will, and the first they heard of me leaving was that first week of July. I informed them what was actually going on with my resignation, and it became pretty clear that Ava had not been forthcoming with them. A few days later, I told them enough about what happened between Ava and I, which led MrBeast to launch a third-party investigation into this matter. I provided them with evidence of chat logs, screenshots, and gave them a list of witnesses in the company who had seen Ava and I being physical together. Moschina backs everything up by showing a plethora of screenshots of her chats with Ava, clarifying the fact that Ava had indeed only used her under the false hope of getting her into one of MrBeast's videos. Moschina concludes by stating that she has not heard results of the investigation back. Regardless of those damning tweets, the allegations were not well received because it seemed that Moschina was just upset about being lied to about a job. It was not sexual assault because she consented to the sexual acts, and given that she was an adult, it seemed like the relationship had come to a bad end after Moschina was finessed by Ava for her own benefit. As questionably wrong as it is morally, the acts were between two consenting adults, and therefore these allegations did not damage Ava as much as Moschina would have thought. Things were taking a turn for the worst as every day passed by and everyone was waiting to see how MrBeast would react to this whole situation. In the beginning, Jimmy kept quiet and did not talk about the issue at all, probably because he was waiting for some proper damning information to come out. But once the Discord leaks were made public, MrBeast immediately jumped on X and wrote an official statement saying that he had removed Ava from the company, and moving forward there will be no association of Ava with the channel or MrBeast in any way or form. Jimmy also noted in his tweet that a team of independent investigators would investigate the whole allegation and claims by Nathan and others, and once they came out with proper, truthful evidence, further actions would be taken against Kris, if necessary. Lava also talked about MrBeast's statement in his post on July 28th, stating that he was personally not a victim, but Kris' affiliation with Shadman and the other people who claim to be his victims need to be thoroughly investigated. Lava noted that the conversations that were made public after the leaks were strange and they were a useful piece of evidence for the investigation by third parties. Right now, Ava Kris Tyson is being scrutinized harshly all over social media, and while the investigations are ongoing into his previous actions, many have made up their minds with the evidence at hand, and they believe that Kris took advantage of minors while he was an adult. Since the allegations floated, Kris deleted all of his tweets, and right now there are only a few apologetic messages on his Twitter dated from July 24th, 2024, where he says that he apologizes to anyone that he has hurt with his unacceptable social media posts, past actions, and those who may have felt betrayed by how he used to act online. This statement made before MrBeast's own statement showed some discrepancies and raised eyebrows, as Ava stated that she was stepping away from MrBeast's activities, while MrBeast's statement clearly stated that he had removed Ava from the company. So which one was it? Was it a mutual understanding? The situation is unfolding right now, and if these allegations turn out to be true and Ava Kris Tyson is proven to have been involved with minors, things are going to become incredibly damaging for her. So what do you think is the reality? Did Ava Kris Tyson really take advantage of minors all these years ago? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching.